Okay, so I just showed you a video of the robot Sophia. No, but people who haven't heard of this thing should really check it out. It's old, but I just discovered it on YouTube the other day, and yeah, like I think it's definitely programmed to where you can ask it a random question and it should have a response. And there's video, like it took it to, like technology conventions, whatever the hell those are, and stuff like that. And they, they had the random people that were there asking it questions, and it was giving responses, and people were videotaping it and stuff like that.
Well, so it just reminds me of, like, I gotta say I was joking, but it's like iRobot kind of.
Yeah.
Just like in the
the early stages.
Yeah.
It's just really blew my mind. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about it is like the facial recognition technology that they got in it too. Like it watches and learns facial expressions,
Yeah.
posture, and things like that to be able to mimic. That's just part of its, coding or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fucking insane to me. Like I don't remember if they ever talked about this one specifically on Joe Rogan. But Joe Rogan has a bunch of times talked about a fear of AI taking over and stuff like that. And like that's not a concern of mine. Seeing that shit is really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
we're
getting there.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of figured that we'd see something like that in this lifetime at least. But
like, yeah. I mean,
but to that degree, that fast, like,
yeah, there's a part here. Maybe, hopefully, I didn't close that video so I can shout it out, and I did. Wonderful. But it was I just YouTube searched Sophia robot debate, and what the guy said, it's Hanson Robotics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they look ridiculously real.
Yeah.
They have facial expression.
Yeah.
Like, and oh yeah, in a certain part in that video, the one that's a male, quote unquote, we kept talking about the fucking singularity, and
yeah, I caught that.
The guy, whoever the presenter was, the human on stage, said that if we keep progressing at our current rate, it's not ridiculous to think we could hit the singularity by like 2029.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I didn't know we were that close.
Yeah.
What the fuck
Jesus.
is that? Ah, damn it. And you know what, too? There was something else I was going to bring up about it. Man. The robot says something in the video. I think he's like talking about when the world will end or something like that. And it was kind of funny because he said at this point, or in 2029 or something like that, the like 18, God, I can't remember what it was called. It was like the 18-bit something or other time will run out. And now what that is, whatever the fuck words are, I can't remember. What they refer to is very similar to like a Y2K situation. Like apparently there's some computer code situation that got started, was like turned on in 1980 or something, and it like runs out somehow in 2029. You know, it's a Y2K thing. It's not anything to actually worry about. But I'd never heard of it, and I thought it was interesting.
Oh.
Because, I did a quick Google search, and there's a whole bunch of stuff about it. Yeah.
I was kind of wondering about, like, the next... Because, like, we got past the I mean, obviously we got past the whole Y2K thing, and then the December 21st
Came and
thing.
went.
Yeah.
Not even a blink.
Yeah. Kind of figured. I mean, it's.
I mean,
like,
there's
you know, you
always a
can't-
new one.
Yeah.
You know, the people. I remember. Shake it off, Nyla. This is Nyla. This is Preston's dog. She's here while Preston's in Florida on vacation. She'll be making. She was in. You could hear her walking around in the last episode, episode 5. So she's made multiple appearances on the Lost in the Dark podcast. Hi, Nyla. Go away. Okay, you're done. Go away. Too much noise.
I don't know. I always kind of think like what the next one would be.
Well,
Like, I mean, wasn't there one like Christmas last year, like 2 years
Yeah.
ago or something?
yeah, there was another one that I'd never even heard of until it like came and went.
Yeah.
No, there's always another one, and a lot of the people that even did the whole we're all in on the Mayan calendar thing. Eat that. And when I say all in, I mean like they wrote books. They were making money off of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to capitalize on it.
Yeah. Those people, a few of them even were like, well, no, we're wrong. Wasn't actually December 20th. Like they said some shit like we didn't account for leap years or some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Hang on.
Yeah.
Slow down. We're talking about the end of the world here.
Yeah, I remember hearing
You guys
about
are
that
fucking it up.
a couple days after. They're like, no, we forgot to put like an extra 1 on the end of it or something. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, mistake that 2012 for, you know, 2021 or something. It's like, oh, our bad.
Our bad. Oh, yeah.
I got like, I don't know if it's like stupid or whatever, but I remember sitting there on December 21st being like what if, you know?
What if it all goes down
Yeah,
today?
what if like, yeah. I don't know what I expected to happen, but
It wasn't even the end of the Mayan calendar.
yeah.
Like, it's funny. So, have you gotten any tickets to anything recently?
The only thing I've gotten tickets for is that, and it was only because I was afraid it was gonna sell out. Was that Black Dahlia Whitechapel show?
Oh, where's that at?
I think it's St. Andrews.
Hell yeah.
It's Black Dahlia. They're playing all of Nightbringers, and then Whitechapel are playing all of This Is Exile.
Damn.
And it's with Flesh God and Aversion's Crown, and I can't remember what the other band is.
Oh, that'd be a great show.
Yeah, dude. I'm more so excited to probably see Flesh God than anyone, just because like every chance I've had, I've missed. Whether it's been like Summer Slaughter or whatever, I've never been able to make it, and they're sick. So hopefully that'd be cool. But yeah, I've been kind of waiting to get my like paycheck and shit so I can get the Slayer
Yeah, you're gonna want to get that
tickets.
as fast as possible.
Yeah, I'll
They
probably
went
do
on
that
sale to
tomorrow.
the public today.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't hear anything about like, oh, it's sold out in like 2 hours. Or
I know it's
whatever.
not sold out yet,
Yeah.
but I don't know anything more than that.
How do you feel about the lineup change?
Okay, so is it just Behemoth missing, or is there somebody else added?
I think there's, because Napalm Death is a part of it.
And they weren't before?
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't on the first run.
Oh.
And then I don't remember who the other band was. I think there was 2 different bands that got added to that.
I would definitely rather see Behemoth, but
Yeah.
I did just see them, so
I've never. Yeah.
I haven't seen Napalm Death in ages.
I never have. I've never really been super into them, but I
Yeah.
mean,
I've seen them a couple times though.
not really super into like the crazy like grind
Mm.
style, but I mean it's cool.
Actually, quick sidestep, real quick, because I just want to spend 2 seconds on this. First of all, what day is it? Friday.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Neither of us knew. Get out of here, dog.
Well, last one I think you said you thought it was like Saturday and it ended up being Monday or something.
That's horrible.
But anyway.
So, I think then tonight, at 3 a.m. or midnight California time is when, or Pacific time is when Jessica Jones drops on Netflix. Jessica Jones season 2.
Okay.
Looks fantastic. Trailers look great.
I need to catch up on my Marvel shows. I didn't even watch the first season of that.
Season 1 was really good. It had the bad guy Kilgrave was one of the he was the Doctor. He played the Doctor on Doctor Who.
Oh.
He was the 10th. He was arguably the most popular. Definitely arguably though. He was very good as Kilgrave. Yeah. But also Netflix. Did you happen to catch an episode yet of Flint Town?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Cause this show, people need to fucking see this shit. First of all, not a lot of people. Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But I feel like not a lot of people realize that they still don't have drinkable water. Like,
yeah,
still,
I know about that.
they do not.
Yeah.
They don't. Like, what the fuck is it? What?
Yeah.
What? Still? Okay.
How
But
long has it been?
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
For
So
a high school career, and a child's entire high school career. Kids who were freshmen when this started are now graduating from high school, having spent their entire high school career in a city with poison water.
I couldn't even imagine that.
No. But that was not the focus. That's not the focus of the documentary.
Yeah.
They focus on the police.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
it's almost like because it's like a 8-episode thing. So it's not too long, but it's.
Is it like a Vice type, like documentary sort of, or is it like an actual show?
Oh no! Oh, if those are the options, I would call it way more of a Vice
Okay.
style documentary. I don't see there ever being another one.
Oh.
And they literally just camera crews just followed Flint cops around last year. Like there's an episode called Devil's Night, which took place on Devil's Night in 2017. Yeah. Basically though, like you're dealing with a city of 100,000 people, and on the payroll, 94 in the police department. 94 people from the chief down.
Wow.
On average, on an average night, they have 2 cars on patrol for the entire city. If, let's say, for example, you're sitting in your living room one night and someone decides to start shooting into your house and you call 911, average response time, 22 hours. They might be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
If
Maybe.
you call the cops tonight because bullets are coming into your house.
Damn.
Because that's the resources they have. That's what they got. They have no fucking budget, no money, nothing. Like it is a hell of a documentary. It's intense. Because you got to consider like there was, I remember in I can't remember exactly the year, but sometime in the 2000s when we started bombing Iraq, in the very early 2000s when we started dropping bombs over Baghdad. I remember watching that on CNN.
No.
I remember a couple days later hearing a number of reports and statistics saying that it is more dangerous to walk down the street in the city of Flint than to be in downtown Baghdad while we were bombing it. Statistically speaking.
That's saying something.
Okay. Like this is a full
insane.
like maybe like I guess I don't know the full definition, but I feel like this is a real close to the definition of full on war zone. Like, it is intense. But if you're a soldier and went to war, you come home. These cops are fighting a war in their backyard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, you know, I'm definitely not like, I don't love cops by any stretch. People, yeah, no, don't get me wrong here. But, like, the things that these ones in particular are trying to deal with, and, I mean, you know, granted, this is a documentary. It has a point to make. You know, who knows how accurate it's being or this or that. But the way they portrayed it in the film, and I feel like it's pretty fucking realistic, is, you know, these are real normal people dealing with real fucked up situations on a fucking daily basis, and they have no help. You know what I mean? Like, it's deep and it's intense, and it's fucking, like, the cop. There was one cop in the show, and she said something like, she was someone who became a cop to be a detective. She wanted to be a detective. She wanted to, like, catch serial killers and stuff like that. High profile cases. And apparently, I think she said something like, her people told her to go to Flint because when you're a cop in Flint, you get more experience faster than anywhere else.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
with everything else,
that should tell you something on its own. Like, Jesus Christ, like, man, I don't know, you know, and I don't know. It's just, it seems important. It seems like people should. You know what it reminded me of? Another documentary. Have you ever seen a documentary called Burn?
I know I've heard of it.
Dude, everybody should watch that too, alright? It was produced by Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
And it's about Detroit firefighters. The Detroit firefighter houses.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a show about that? Or wasn't it? You know, that was something else. No,
there's right around the same time this came out is when Rescue Me ended. Yeah. And like Chicago Fire or some shit started. Yeah. This came out like around there.
Okay.
No, that Burn is just a one-off documentary. It's absolutely brilliant. Everybody should see it. So what we're dealing with here in Michigan is fucking in Flint. We got 2 fucking cop cars on patrol for cities of 100,000 people. And in Detroit, if you call because your house is on fire, the firefighters get notified because a fax gets sent to their fax machine, and they put a can of nails in front of it to fall off the ledge when a fax comes through. That's their alarm system. That's their fucking alarm system. Is a can of nails falling off the ledge of a table to let them know there is a fire somewhere in the city that they need to stop and possibly save lives.
Jesus.
That's what's going on here.
That's
people, yeah, and the Flint Town documentary was it most of the time I was watching it, it felt like I was like, oh, this is Burn, but just about Flint cops instead of Detroit firefighters. Yeah. It felt very, very similar.
Yeah.
Both very, very good. Everybody needs to see them. Like, very important. And it was interesting because the day of or before Flint Town dropped, I was like, who the fuck made this movie? Like, somebody had to pitch this. Whose idea was this? You know what I mean? To just go to... Nobody wants to come to Flint for anything. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
So I, like, looked up there's, like, 3 or 4 directors and 3 or 4 producers, and I looked them all up. What I found was that a number of them had worked on another documentary that I've not seen yet, but I'm going to watch, called T-Rex. And it is about a girl in Flint who went to the Olympics for boxing. She was a fucking boxer from fucking Flint. Like, girl. I think she was like the first female boxer or from Flint or something like that. Like, very, very historic shit. I saw it at, like, once I was like, because I kept seeing T-Rex pop up on all these people's pages. I was like, what the fuck is T-Rex? So I watched the trailer, and yeah, it's about just a girl in Flint. So these people had already worked together in Flint and now they're back
So
to
they
do
kinda,
Flint Town. Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought like there are certain jobs that just, like take a real special kind of person to be able to do, and that's like those are two of the definitely two of the hardest jobs.
I mean,
that
like
you can get aside from like aside from people that work in hospitals and stuff that just see crazy shit all the time, but
it's
like,
kind of like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Right there in the same vein, like
anybody that is willing to for their job to put themselves in that kind of position willingly, to help people out is, especially like the Flint thing, that just the fact that like you pretty much have to take care, and I guess that kind of comes with the mentality of it, like you pretty much have to take care of yourself. And in order to, unless I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know if that's right to say or not, but
it's so fucking. Because the reality is, I mean, I don't know what goes into police training, but I don't feel like they're preparing. I don't think any of them are trained. I don't, like you said, it takes a certain kind of person. Like, and, but what kind of person can deal with, like, you know what I mean? Like, because every cop is a fucking dude or chick, just a normal person, and they're seeing all the same shit on social media and the news that we do. For every single fucked up police shooting, there's another one where it was a routine traffic stop. Cop just walked up to the door and got blasted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For every one, there's another. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, work that job where it's like, okay, well, real simple traffic. And there was even one, they even showed a traffic stop that happened with this one sergeant in Flint. Literally, like, chick's window wouldn't roll down. So she couldn't roll down the right window to talk to him. She had no proper identification. She lied about her name, like was just being like the most ridiculous. Like if, as a civilian sitting there watching it, I was like, oh, she's got crazy shit in the trunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the cop in the situation was able to read the situation, and then like when she said, oh, no, that's not my name, he was like, all right, step out of the car. And they just talked. Like, there was nothing bad. They were of different ethnicities. And even though she was being shady and lying, like, immediately after, she came clean and was like, I'm sorry, I'm just really scared. It makes me really nervous talking to cops, blah, blah. And, like, he read it and was like, he was just fine with it, and he let her go. He did not give her any kind of citation. She didn't even have a driver's license on her. Like, and he like sat back down in the car, and he was like, I don't know why she was, so scared. Like, if she knew me, she'd know I'm the least likely cop on this force to give someone a fucking traffic ticket. Like, he was like, traffic ticket. Like, this is nothing.
No.
Like, this is nothing to me. Like, I don't do those kind of a thing. Like. And she, like, I think he pulled her over because she, like, ran a fucking stop sign or something. So he could have cited her for that shit. No, I was cited for that once, but it was on some bullshit. Yeah. Anyway.
I was too. Pretty sure everybody has.
I fucking definitely stopped. Yeah. But whatever. No, yeah. So, for everyone, there's another, but also for every bad situation that's happened, there's been a good one. I just watched a video the other day popped up on Facebook of cops, like, a woman ran into a police station holding a dog that was completely lifeless because it was choking, and the fucking cops ran out and saved it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone, there's another. Yeah. And one of the things that they brought up in the documentary was just, like, community outreach. That's, if I knew the name of a single cop in the city that I live, then maybe I'd be less likely to be biased against them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, And they even talked. They were even interviewing like older people that had grown up in Flint and lived there when it was nice. And they were like, yeah, we knew all the fucking cops. Like, there weren't problems like this. Like, it's because you knew they were part of the community. They weren't separate. Now they're separate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, with the way everybody's kind of going crazy right now, no matter where you go, it's kind of like, you know, I mean, you see it all the time on the news and stuff about people like calling out the cops and everything, but like, I don't know, I kind of think that it's like half like people's personal experiences with law enforcement, and the other half is like crooked cops. Because I mean, I don't know, I feel like there's always gonna be that.
There's always,
you know,
absolutely always.
Yeah.
There's fucking video of cops planting evidence on dead bodies after they shoot them.
Yeah.
Like, it's disgusting. Disgusting. Like,
yeah.
Fucking horrifyingly bad human beings. They're not all that way.
Kind of the same thing that you were saying. Like, for every one bad one, there's a handful of good ones. I feel like more so than. I don't really know what it takes to make it into.
It's a very, very complex issue.
No.
Very complex.
Like, what do you, as far as the training and stuff? Because I imagine more so frequently, or I guess recently rather, they'd be making some changes to that and trying to figure out a way to not necessarily screen the people that are trying to make it into that, or
there's no way to screen someone for that.
Yeah,
it's
kind of more of a moral thing when that comes down to it.
I mean, but here's the kicker: is you'll get, you'll get a fully fucking trained Marine freezing in battle. You'll get a cop that has the opportunity to stop a school shooter and doesn't do it. You know what I mean? You got these fully trained people that have had experience, and they still freeze.
That's true.
There's no. I don't know what train.
Yeah.
But maybe the training should be designed to weed those people out. Maybe that's the way the training should be set up. Don't make it a fucking bad thing if you can't do it. Don't set it up. Don't make any person who comes in and freezes in the most extreme situation a human being can be in as possible, and say they're a bad person for freezing in that situation.
That's you're just human at that point.
You just fuck.
That's just
that
instinct. Needs
to be the standard. That needs to be okay because that's what most human beings would probably do.
Yeah.
Fight or flight. Most are gonna fight.
Mm.
The training should be built to weed those people out, but not in a nick. We shouldn't be fucking calling people names and shit like that because they're not able to handle an extreme situation. Like that, you know what I mean?
I always kind of think about that, especially with all the that recent shootings and everything like that. Had read about that. I'm right. The cop that kind of like you were saying, was hanging out outside of the school and stuff, and kind of pretty much saw everything go down, but he didn't do anything. It's kind of gotta ask yourself, what would I do in that situation? Would I go in without knowing what's going on, or?
There's no way to know.
Yeah.
Until you're there.
It's tough.
I'm not gonna give a Donald Trump answer to that. I would have ran in whether I was armed or not.
Yeah. That's
fuck that shit, you son of a. Anyway.
Yeah, that's that's a different conversation.
If you were there, bitch, the place would have been crawling with Secret Service and it would have never been able to go down. Yeah, so, it's just, I think everybody should watch this documentary. I think it's just really good, really interesting.
Is it like a Cops sort of style?
Kind of. That's what I was going to say earlier. It's kind of like a super long, congruent episode of Cops. We're actually following, a little bit of backstory about these people.
Did you ever see that show? I think it's like Live PD or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That show was pretty crazy. Just seeing things just as they're happening. But I mean, is it? I don't know if it's I mean, I'm pretty sure it's pre-recorded. Like, it's all kind of pre-done.
I mean,
as far as that show, but
the Flint Town documentary definitely shows like live situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it really focuses on like the behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Especially in terms of like during the filming of the documentary, there was a change in police chief. There was a millage vote, so they were, you know, going to potentially lose funding and lose jobs. Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff about that, and which was very, very interesting. Because you saw it from both sides. Because the people in the city of Flint are not happy. They're done. They can clearly see that the fucking cops aren't working, so they're not happy with them. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of issues there as well. So, yeah, really good documentary. People should watch it. That's up for that Netflix. Flint Town, Jessica Jones. If you're bored this weekend, check those out. But no, that was only supposed to be like 2 minutes long. Got a little carried away. Back to what we were talking about earlier, though, when I asked you if you had any tickets to things.
Oh yeah, I don't know how we got on that.
I jumped. I said quick sidestep.
Yeah.
So you said all you got right now is a bike out, yeah?
Yeah.
Get on this shit, Aaron.
I know. I gotta get Parkway tickets too.
You need Parkway. I'm going to something in Flint. Hatebreed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Matt texted me a while ago and was like, "Hey, I'll get I'm going to the store today. I can get those tickets if you buy the Parkway tickets." And I was like, "Done." So I'm definitely going to those two for sure. I've been listening to. This is something I've been waiting to talk to you about, actually. Parkway fucking Drive. First of all, absolutely you need to get that fucking ticket because it's going to be an amazing show. Second of all, I've been listening to a lot of Parkway Drive lately, like a lot. Third of all,
getting back in one.
Did you watch that video?
Yeah.
Dude, I want to know your opinion on that video. Because, I don't even know the name of the song, but there's a band, they're called Parkway Drive, really good heavy metal. They just released a new song off of their upcoming album. I don't even remember what it's called right now. And I don't remember the name of the song either. But it's all over, their everything. So if you search them, you'll find it easy. The video is nothing but a single close-up shot of the singer's face.
It's called Wishing Well.
Wishing Well. That's the song?
Wells. Yeah.
The song's name is Wishing Wells. Off what album? Upcoming. Does it have a name? If it releases singles, I have to imagine the album has a name and a release date. I hope. And I hope it's before the show. Go to their Wikipedia or something. So anyway, though.
On YouTube, yeah, I'll find it.
This fucking video, it's like black and white, and it's literally just, you can see the singer's whole face. It's not like a super close-up, but it's a close-up. The whole video. And it's just him performing the song as it plays. Now,
I was kind of a little underwhelmed by it. Not so much the song, because the song is like everything that I was hoping on the last album that they were gonna do. Like, I feel like it's a step in a better, like kind of more like true to form for them. It seems like. Yeah. It's a lot less like hard, I guess, like hardcore oriented, or like, gang chants and stuff like that. Which, I guess they've always had, but it's this one's a little bit different.
So it would be less that and more what then? In your opinion?
Like, just there's more going on in the songs. I feel like they're the song rather, because there's only been one. But it feels like more like a traditional, Parkway feel than the last one did.
Okay.
I guess. Like something more so off Atlas than probably more of their earlier stuff.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, I don't know, I think the music is really good on it. I really like this.
I liked the song a lot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wouldn't call myself underwhelmed by the video. Because it got me, like, when it got, like, halfway through and I realized that this was going to be the whole video.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I wonder whose idea it was, and I hope it wasn't his.
Yeah.
First of all. Because how do you come to your bandmates and go, guys, got an idea for a video? Nothing but a close-up of my face. Like, what is that?
I mean, like, was it done like that, or was it supposed to be like they wanted it to be like a subtle thing? Because they didn't really say anything like, oh, we're putting out a song like 2 o'clock tomorrow or whatever. They just kind of, well, did they?
Yeah,
Oh,
they had a little stay tuned announcement tomorrow or something like that.
Well, I missed that, but
no, they built it up a little bit. I mean,
I wouldn't. I guess underwhelmed isn't really the right term. I just like, I don't know.
it was
I feel like I mean, like, videos, the art of making a video is kind of lost in itself.
I'll give you that.
But I don't know, a band like that, like their last video that they put out, they were jumping out of a plane or something, and
oh, that was a great video.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was for.
I'd never seen anything quite like this, though, especially with a song that requires those kind of vocals.
Yeah.
It was really, like, intense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just really... It was almost like there was a GoPro hanging off of the microphone in the recording booth.
Yeah.
And that's what you're watching. Pointed right at his face.
Yeah.
Like... I mean, here's the thing, is I don't think it was a great video. But I thought it was interesting and kind of, like, ballsy a little bit. Like,
it was simple. It's really simple, but it's more, I feel like it was more so about the song than the video.
Maybe that was the point. I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, nobody's really making huge budget music videos anymore.
Well, the best ones were never big budget.
That's, yeah.
The greatest of all time were, besides Eminem's.
Yeah.
His were probably pretty big budget.
I mean, you can do things that are, that's kind of what we've been talking about, is like, it's more so about getting the point across than it is sometimes about making, like, a super flashy video, I would think.
I mean,
but
you could do, do you remember the Laid to Rest video?
Yeah.
What is that? It's literally just a dude running.
Yeah.
Not even, like, parkour or anything. He's just literally just running, like he's running away from something through a city. If that's just it. He never, like, nothing ever happens. Like that, just dude running. But it was kind of a sweet video.
Yeah.
For some reason, like,
the effects on it and stuff were kind of cool.
But mainly, like, the song is just so damn good. Like.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah, like, always keep it simple.
Yeah. I always kind of thought, like, I mean, a lot of it's either a lot of, like, performance shots, like single performance shots and stuff, like the band playing live, or it's like lyric videos. Is really kind of what it's come down to.
Why don't you do one where it's just a guy driving?
Yeah.
This dude driving through a city, looking worried.
He's contemplating his life. Well, see, I don't know, because that could be like, if you had the song that would fit that,
right?
That kind of like dramatic, yeah,
a little bit.
It's
Get a few cut shots of him looking behind.
Yeah.
You know.
It's you can. It's less is more sometimes in videos.
Yeah.
I feel.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah. Unless unless you got a real crazy idea and want to do something real crazy, but yeah, I agree. Less is usually more. Simpler the better. Almost sometimes even the more corny the better. Like,
I always kind of like when really heavy bands do funny videos.
Yeah.
Like that. There's something about that like strange mix of the two.
It's amazing.
That's like Acacia Strain does it all the time. They had a video with it was for The Hills Have Eyes, and it was like their take on To Catch a Predator.
Oh God.
Or their the performance shots are all of them in prison, like in the yard and stuff, and then all the extra shots are them like getting busted by. It's kind of funny. And the first one was like a dodgeball game or something.
Hell yeah.
Or they're like, the one for Skynet was they went into this this hood club, a bunch of obviously not where you would expect to have a metal show and stuff,
right.
And so they have like all the just like these random guys on stage playing for the first part of the video, and then when it gets to the solo, they all get up there and they're just playing like this crazy hip hop club. It's like. It's such a weird mix, but it works. I don't know, it's funny.
I've always loved lately I've been loving the Ailstorm videos.
Yeah.
Those are amazing, especially my favorite's Magnetic North, in terms of the video.
Yeah.
But, I still remember the first time I ever saw Children of Bodom's rendition of Oops, I Did It Again.
As do I.
I love that video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was so good. Oh God.
That was a halfway decent covers album too.
Yeah. That was never on an album until a few years ago when they released Skeletons in the Closet.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
But that came out way before Are You Dead Yet, I think. Or might have been around the same time. Let's see. Ooh, okay. But yeah. So to round out my concert thing, I'm very excited. Going back to DT for the first time in 3 years in June.
Yeah.
To see Poison headline. Brett motherfucking Michaels, baby!
That might be kind of good.
They haven't headlined since 2009 when I saw them there. They've toured, but they never headlined. They always opened for Def Leppard, and they're good live, but once you've seen Def Leppard once, it's alright. Poison, on the other hand, at least at the last time I saw them, held the record for most beers consumed in DT at one night. So it's party.
No, I'm sure.
It's a party.
Them.
And they, it's just a blast. I love their concerts.
So I bet they put on a good show.
They do. They really, really do. And they haven't toured in ages, and or they haven't headlined in ages, and who the fuck knows when they will again. So
yeah,
definitely excited to go see that.
You don't really hear about them too often.
Nope.
Lately.
Nope. And then got tickets to the Slayer Lamb of God, and then got tickets to Ozzy DT.
Oh, nice.
I recommend you do the same.
Okay, because after this, he's done, isn't he?
Well, okay, he's still gonna have shows, but he's not gonna do a full tour again.
Or like festivals.
Is what he said. Yeah, he'll do festival style stuff.
Yeah.
But let's be real, it's getting up there.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, Tom Petty should have definitely outlived Ozzy Osbourne. And probably the rest of them should have outlived Ozzy Osbourne too.
Yeah.
Everyone that's passed in the last couple years. So.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I need to be in the presence of the Prince of Darkness at least one more time in my life.
Yeah.
Has to happen.
I still wish I could have saw Dio.
Oh God.
I never had a chance to see.
I wish I loved Dio the way I love Dio now when I saw him,
Yeah.
but I'm very happy that I got to see him. There's a couple that I got lucky on. Hey was one from Kevin DuBrow, the lead singer of Quiet Riot. Saw him before he died. right before he died too.
Awesome.
Like, nope.
No.
That's the reason why I hate Freedom Hill Amphitheater in Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Oh.
Now, I haven't been back since the remodel, but that is the show where fucking me and Preston stood on the lawn and watched the band that wrote the song Bang Your Head play Bang Your Head. And Preston and I were the only two people in the audience banging our fucking heads. There was like families there and shit. It was not... ugh. It was bad. It was... yeah. Him and I, in our own little world, enjoyed it, but not a good environment. Not what we were expecting. That's why I do not like that place. Felt bad for them, like, because we were up on the lawn, so who knows if they even saw the only two people in the audience getting into their music. Like, really into it, because we were super psyched to see them. Like, we love Quiet Riot.
Really good.
So yeah,
they got
that's
some hits too.
Yeah, I did get lucky with a couple, and I'm just because like a couple, just a little bit amount of time before Tom Petty died, fucking he was at DT, and I wanted to go, and I should have gone, and it's like I'm not doing that again. You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, you gotta see these people.
You never know.
You have to watch them live when you get the chance, because
dude,
it's such a good experience too, like, to see them, and yeah, you gotta see them. You gotta see them.
More so, I think more so in the last 2 years has been just like one right after another.
Yep. Greats too.
Yeah.
Legends, like some of the greatest that have ever lived.
Yeah.
By far. But Ozzy's still
somehow, man.
Somehow.
Dude, have you seen that video that he's doing that interview way back in the day, and dude's like cracked out the whole time? He's like asking him questions, and
you say it like there's only one of those.
Yeah, but like there's one specifically, like his eyes are like bugging out of his head, and he's like,
Jesus.
Yeah, it looks like he's in like a bathrobe or something talking to her. Like, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know how he's still. I never understood why when he's on stage and when he's singing you can understand him perfectly. But off stage, like
like he can still sing Crazy Train perfectly.
Yeah.
But like, literally, like live when you're watching him, he'll do it perfectly.
Yeah.
Song will end.
Yeah.
Yeah. What just happened?
I was thinking of that Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Before I start this next song, I'm gonna eat this whole sandwich. Oh, I'll finish it later. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him for sure.
I never remember. When is that?
September.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a while away, so you can go get your ticket, lawn ticket.
As we get my taxes back soon.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to grab some stuff. I've just been like putting it off because I can't afford it right now, but you know, hoping that when I actually had the chance to, it won't be sold out already.
Well, and you know, that's actually a perfectly good segue. I cannot believe we've already been talking for. This is what happens when we don't do one of these for weeks. We make the small part talk like long as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of leads us into what we want to talk about. What the fuck? So, brought it up a couple times on previous episodes, this shit about Ticketmaster. Like, what set it into motion was the fucking, the first time the Lamb of God Slayer show tickets went on sale, and they were sold out, in less than 12 hours, and but immediately there were those, reseller verified, Ticketmaster verified,
scalpers.
The new, the new scalpers. And dude, like honestly, that just led me down a rabbit hole to like try to like find information about anything. And it's hard. Like, there's not really anybody, like, looking at any of this or anything. Because, so, like, Live Nation bought Ticketmaster in 2010. So it's all one company now.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know that.
Yep. They bought them in 2010, and it's all one company, and they have, like, a giant monopoly. Like, that's probably why nobody's really looking into it, because nobody's trying to compete and question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, let's see here. So, but also, I don't know if I mentioned this on any of the other ones, but when I first started going to concerts, first time I would have used a Ticketmaster outlet would have been 2007, 2006. Back then, there were the fucking fees, you know, but it was, if you're going to DTE, they charge you an extra $5 for parking, and then there was like a $3 Ticketmaster service fee.
Yeah, there's service fees.
Talking about like $8, but that is it. Like, it goes, add $8 to your ticket. Fuck, all right, fine, whatever. But that was like pretty much for every show, about $8.
Yeah.
Then I remember a few years after that noticing that it had gone up to 10. I don't know. I think they do it now on some sort of an algorithm, because it's not. I just listed. I bought a number of tickets recently, and the service charges were a little bit different for each one. A little bit, not like a ton, but like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
Ish.
Saying then they charge you for the physical ticket if you want it mailed to you. I think it's like extra $2 or $3.
$5.
$5?
$5 if you want the physical copy.
That was less than that.
Which, you know.
I guess
mean,
that's like shipping.
Yeah,
right.
You know, like I'm not. It pisses me off a little bit, but I'm not really hurting about the $5 them sending it to me. All right, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm good with it as long as I'm getting the physical ticket. I'll pay the $5. Fine, sure. That's not what pisses me off. Pisses me off is that the lowest I've paid in service charges has been $22. First ticket recently that I bought through them was the Poison ticket. The Poison ticket only costs like $21. So I had to pay for 2 Poison tickets, but I only got 1 because of how much the service fees were. They charged me another ticket's worth. Like, I literally paid the same amount of money that I would need to purchase 2 Poison tickets, and I got 1 because of the service charges. Like, they are beyond ridiculous. When you're adding 100% of the cost of the ticket, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, are you kidding me? And keep in mind, too, okay, so here's the other thing. In my research, so not a lot of people seem to be really bitching that much about the service fees. I don't know why, because it's maybe they don't remember only paying $8 in service fees only like 12 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people seem to be complaining about it. The few that have, the response seems to be from Ticketmaster that the venue sets a lot of these fees. Now, I've bought from multiple venues, and the fees, like I said, vary by $1 or some change. But the bulk of the fee is still there. So and from different venues. So what's really going on there? Because that's obviously not the case. Not all the venues are charging $20 fucking in fees. That's not happening.
Yeah. I would think that, because a lot of times the bigger venues, I feel like, do that a lot.
I mean, like I said, DT has always just been a $5 parking fee. Like, when you go to the box office and buy one from them, that you got to pay your $5 parking fee, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Figure out
it really seems like it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand.
Yeah, it has. Because when you're paying, like you said, when you're paying for one ticket and the service fees equal to a whole other ticket,
100%
yeah,
of the ticket value.
it's like,
And here's the kicker, okay? In this resale, Ticketmaster verified resale thing, the scalping,
trying to find something over this information.
they so the person that bought the ticket originally paid the service fees, and now that person's trying to resell that ticket. Whoever buys that ticket from them still has to pay Ticketmaster service fees. So they're getting double the service fees on those resale tickets.
That's what?
Yeah.
Really?
If I buy a ticket from a fan through the Ticketmaster website, I'm still paying the Ticketmaster service fees for that ticket on top of the increased cost of the ticket from the fan.
Wow. So that cheap ticket, like 70, whatever, like 75 or whatever it ended up being.
Still gonna be $95.
Yeah.
Or now, when we looked last time, it was $95. I don't know what the fuck it is now, but when we looked last time, it was $95. So it's gonna be $115 ticket. Freedom Hill. Like,
I guess my thing is I've never really looked into what the service fee entails, like what it all covers. There's gotta be something.
Ticketmaster claims that some of it goes to them and some of it is set by the venue. I think that all of it goes to them, none of it's set by the venue. But I just can't, I can't find the right information to really find out what exactly is going on. Yeah, at least not yet.
So, because from my knowledge of it, and I could be wrong, it's like the promoter talks to the venue, who then puts on the show, and then would the service fees be split, so it would go to half of it, like you're saying, half of it would go to the venue, and then the other half would go to,
I don't know,
either Ticketmaster, or a percentage of it would go to the promoter, or is it?
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. And they won't tell anybody. And keep in mind, this is all Live Nation too. This is
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think this resale thing is really, really bad. I can't believe nobody's fucking.
Yeah.
Really
It's a scam. How are you gonna have somebody buying 10 tickets?
So
and
yeah.
Boosting the price.
Yeah.
Raising it 2 days after when it's all sold out.
And I will say this too. A lot of this, granted, is anecdotal. All right, but I feel like there's enough anecdotal evidence built up, if somebody actually takes a look at it, it can easily become empirical. In the research I've been doing, I have found an unbelievable number of people who are sitting at their computer at 10 a.m. when the tickets go on sale to get tickets, and the second they go on, what a lot of the users will say is they won't say it's sold out, they'll say not available.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've gotten that.
So
before.
What that is Ticketmaster holding back tickets to then sell later for more. So they are literally they're creating fucking situations to make it harder for fans to do anything. On top of that, and not only, so I've been hearing a lot of stuff about that, but then get this. My uncle, I saw him recently, and he told me he got 2 tickets to the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit to see Jack White. I was like, oh, that's really cool. It'd be a good show.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's been sold out for months. I was like, how'd you get tickets? He's like, I don't know. I just got on randomly and looked, and there was just a few available randomly throughout the place. I was like, son of a fucking bitch.
Dude,
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, huh, that's real interesting. I don't know, another thing of anecdotal. But then I also found news stories of Ticketmaster selling tickets to people to seats that don't exist.
That's a new one.
There was this one news story I saw of a lady who got her tickets, and when she showed up, they said that her tickets were for the show the night before, and they weren't, and she could never get a refund or anything. Like, they just said, you're fucked.
Wow.
And, you know, and she bought like 5 tickets, and they were all like $100 a piece and shit, like crazy.
And they weren't for the right.
They were. She bought the ones for the right night, but they were saying, oh no, they weren't.
Oh.
Yeah,
What?
like,
Wow.
I think it even said the right night on her tickets or something. I don't know, something. I don't remember all the details. But that happened. It was on the news in like Texas or something. It was like a local news Texas story, I think.
Dude, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, like, there is a ridiculous amount of stuff out there of them just doing real crazy fucked up shit like that. And then now this is also old news at this point. Definitely, we're talking probably sometime after or around 2013. Oh, 2003. There was a lawsuit, Schlesinger versus Ticketmaster, in 2003, and Schlesinger won basically on some bullshit though. Basically, this lawsuit was it was a multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit against Live Nation's Ticketmaster for excessive fees. Yeah, so like the bullshit fucking fees that they're charging, they've literally been sued for it. And what they then had to do was make it so if you are one of the 50 million class members affected by the suit, i.e., you bought a ticket from the company's website between October 1st, 1999 through February 27th, 2013, we definitely bought tickets during that time, you will be eligible to receive a coupon code worth good for a $2.25 on a future ticket purchase. If you purchased multiple tickets in that time frame, you'll be eligible for multiple codes, one for each covered transaction, limit up to 17. So yeah, they literally got sued, lost, and had to pay back their fans. Now, what's interesting is that I went ahead and logged on to my Ticketmaster account to find out if I had any coupons in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get this, dude, the computer started acting weird. And like when I went to the page, here, let's just do, when I went to the page, it like, something would pop up for a second and then go away and say you have no active codes or anything like that. And I'm like, what the fuck is that thing popping up? It was like a big bunch of words all over the place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I fucking kept refreshing the page a shit ton of times and trying to take a picture before it like went away, and I got one, and it literally is talking about the 2003 lawsuit, and it just gives a breakdown, basically what I just said about like each person gets this and stuff like that up to 17. Like, it's basically just a thing showing you what's going on and then a link at the bottom of it to go to, I guess, another thing to see if you have any active vouchers. Then, so I went to that, and what that page told me was all of the active voucher, all of the shows eligible for active vouchers are over for 2017. Soon we'll be posting a list for 2018. I checked like last week, so February 2000 or March 2018, and they still hadn't posted a list for 2018. And so what this is telling me is that Ticketmaster lost their lawsuit, but they made a deal to where they only have to give out these vouchers, and they get to pick the shows that the vouchers can be used for.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
And, I mean, I never got a voucher.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I mean, I don't know what's up with that either, but I also, here's the other thing, is that I also bought like all my tickets at a fucking Ticketmaster location. I didn't use the website until probably around 2013.
Are there like set things that are like make you not eligible, but like
no, just if you bought tickets from 1999 to 2013, then you're eligible for something back.
That's a crazy window too. It's like
it's like 14 years. Yeah. Like. So, I mean, they've literally already lost a lawsuit about this, and since 2013, the fees have increased.
No.
What the fuck?
They're trying to make back all their money.
What is that? They didn't lose. They probably never even sent out a fucking voucher to anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
Cause
if you did, leave a comment.
Yeah.
What, though? What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
Oh boy.
Something to that effect though. Like I think it was because I haven't, like, this is the first I've heard of the whole voucher thing, and if I'd have known that, I'd have been checking a long time ago.
Right.
So that, when was that? It was 2013.
Yeah.
They lost that. So.
Well, no, it was. I think the case ended in like 2008 or 9 or something.
Oh.
Or no, I don't know. I don't remember.
You know what?
It happened. It started in 2003.
No, you said, yeah. I do remember hearing something about that a long time
Once I
ago.
started reading it, I was like, son of a bitch, I think I do remember a news story about this or something. It's just gotten worse. Scandal of websites fleecing fans with high.
It's really unfortunate because, especially with, because what's gonna happen is, prices are gonna be too high for people. Like, depending on what show it is, it seems like, or like what event it is, it seems like it either sells out or it does all right. But I feel like with the amount of changes that they're making with the way ticket prices are going up, people are gonna stop showing up because either they can't afford it or, it's just like.
I mean, when you want to go to a show and the tickets are $20 and you have to pay $40 to get in.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. You're absolutely right. Like the ones think about it though. Who is it gonna in the industry? Who's it gonna hurt the most? Like, it's gonna hurt anybody who's playing at St. Andrews Hall, or the Machine Shop, or Harpo's, any small techno or metal or whatever venue.
I would think that it would kind of go both ways, because if you're if Ticketmaster's doing this and then people kind of catch on and stop showing up to things, and they don't get the money that they, aside from like bringing prices up and stuff, like, I kind of feel like it's more on them, because then if people stop showing up, then they don't get the money for it, and then I would think, because I don't know, because wouldn't that make people like?
I think that would work.
Kind of what I'm saying.
Like, I think that would work if like a fuck ton of people did it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't really think it's the fucking fans' responsibility to fight the ticket giant. I think that this should be. I think like
it's more,
bands and people in the music industry should start a different ticketing service or something, or like stop. Our tickets are only available through our website.
Yeah.
Why are we even using Ticketmaster?
Well, there's still different like vendors and stuff that you can go through most of the time. It kind of depends on like where the show's at. Because a lot, there's also the other side of that, which is people showing up to the door. day of or at the venue, buying tickets from these places that offer that, or
Right.
showing up the day of.
But then you risk it being sold out.
Right. Yeah. So you're not, I mean, or if you show up a couple days early, or like however whenever they go on sale and stuff.
I mean, but take
But
and there's
that's
definitely people that got it way worse. But just take our situation. Any one of the shows that both of us just listed, to go get a ticket from the box office, we're talking about a 3-hour round trip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you can't. It's not always convenient to do that.
You can't. I mean, you can't. I haven't been. I have literally not been able. Wouldn't be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got to come up. Maybe. I don't really understand why. Well, I do understand why, but venues should be saying our tickets are only available through our website instead of click here to buy tickets and it takes you to fucking Ticketmaster or their page on Ticketmaster. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the venue's page.
Because if I mean that's a lot of the reason, from my understanding, that's a lot of the reason why Mayhem Fest stopped being a thing was, not, I guess like the last year that they did it, not only was like the turnout bad for it, but I don't know, I haven't been, well, because we didn't, it was 2 years that we didn't go, and then the last year that they had it, they decided to pull the plug on it, I think. But I think it's a combination of like the lineup and stuff, but also just how much tickets are. People just aren't showing up to things like they used to.
Well, Mayhem, I think a big part of it was the lineup.
Yeah.
At the end, like they used to be able to have a really good balance of like old and new and different styles of heavy metal and stuff, and then once it got towards the end, it seemed like they were just trying to get whatever was popular at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could definitely tell the difference between when it first started and when it,
yeah.
But then they kind of started recycling the same headliners and stuff, and it kind of just became like
yeah,
like just kind of another tour. But what's interesting to me is I kind of thought that, because the same guy that does or that did Mayhem Fest runs Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought maybe it was going to be like a crossover kind of deal.
And there was another one.
Yeah.
That he started too. What was that one called?
Man, I don't remember. It seems like he has.
Shit, what was that called? It was only for like 2 years, but one of the years was actually had a good lineup.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called though. But yeah, like there was another one that was trying to get started. Like,
yeah, and now this is the last summer for Warped Tour. And
is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been a thing about as long as I've been alive. Yeah, maybe less than that, but I remember being into it before I could even go, and then going twice to it, and I mean it's cool. I'll probably still go this year just because it's the last year and there's a couple of good bands I want to see.
Isn't Cannibal Corpse there?
I don't know.
I think they are. Pretty sure they are, actually. Yeah.
Well.
So that'll be.
Yeah.
That's worth going right there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's really an interesting time for that.
Yeah.
Because you got this going on, and meanwhile you got like on top of the fact that bands aren't really making a whole lot of money unless you're legit, like
At
unless
all.
you're gigantic.
Yeah.
But I mean you can at least in my opinion, I feel like you can still be like a successful touring band and do all right as far as your own, because I mean ticket sales are just 1% of the money that bands make from that. And,
That's true.
Because a lot of it is merch. A lot of it is, you know, because I'm pretty sure, I would imagine that in most cases bands keep all the money that they make from merch as, you know, as their own cut or whatever. Because otherwise, I mean, that's just kind of like shitty. You know, you gotta, you know, you have to give a percentage of your merch to, you know, the sound guy or the, you know, which wouldn't make any sense, but, you know, it's, and especially trying to, you know, do this really, you know, I mean, a lot of bands are doing the DIY thing now, which is how, you know, and like we sell tickets on, most of the time it's just through like Facebook and just through like friends and stuff, but I kind of think that once we start getting shows that are a little higher, I mean, as far as like tours and stuff, it's hard to sell tickets online for just one show, but as far as like tours and stuff like that, I feel like it would be easier to, because, you know, it's, I mean, venues give links to the page and, you know, where you can buy tickets and everything, so, for the event, but I mean, you don't get any of that money for it. The bands don't get any of that money. It's all the, you know, either the promoter or the venue that gets all that.
Right.
So, yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I'm in the process of doing more research on the Ticketmaster thing to see what else I can find. If anybody who ever listens to this has any suggestions or stories or anything they want to share, please let us know.
Yeah.
It really seems like there's something real fucked going on here, and it's difficult to find a lot of information on it so far.
Do you think that you know, because there's a shortage of what I would consider as like your gigantic bands now, because like we're at a time when all of the super influential, you know, Metallica, like Slayer, you know, bands like that you know, paved the way for the way that things are now, you know, are kind of starting to, you know, either stop touring or like slowing down or like putting out another album and then just kind of like calling it quits or whatever after like, you know, so long. But do you think that things like ticket sales and things like, you know, kind of what we're seeing now add to the fact that there's not really any super big like up and coming bands, or like, you know, because I mean you could say that, you know, Metallica, and I mean we talked about it before as far as like, you know, I guess the next one up being Slipknot, as far as like the size of, you know,
size of the audience.
Yeah. Well, like as far as like the next gigantic thing, like is it because of like, you know, the fact that people just aren't coming out to shows and stuff, or is it like, do you think it's something else?
Honestly, I think it's more I think it's a lot more that like
because you could argue that, you know, the sound is changing. What people are into is, you know, it changes all the time.
Well, that's kind of what I was gonna say. You know, maybe I'm wrong. What I was gonna say is, I think it's more just for whatever reason, when we were younger and starting to go to shows, for whatever reason, this heavy metal was really huge again. And I think that is fading heavily. It has, you know, and I say that because when you look at the music landscape, there's tons and tons of artists out there doing their thing, but there's no big up and coming metal acts that anybody can really point to right now.
No.
So that's the reality of the situation. what's also the reality of the situation is, yeah, maybe it's all bot scalpers, but like damn near every show on the Slayer tour is selling out.
No.
And I think a lot of that is fans. This is when Mayhem has been gone for a couple years now, right?
I think this is like first or second year, maybe.
I mean, it's definitely wasn't there last year. I know that for a fact,
Yeah.
or the summer before that. So this would be at least the third.
Yeah.
So we're about 3 years deep into no metal touring thing festival. Slipknot did their Knot Fest, which was very successful.
Yeah.
We also, another part of the reality of the situation, the number one touring band, the band that made more money than any other band on the road, I think, or one of the top three or something like that, has been Guns N' Roses since they've gotten back together. They're just fucking rolling in it, so people are buying tickets to go to these shows to see these bands. Like, there's definitely a void that's there right now.
I think a lot of it's very like nostalgia driven to
Yes.
a point. Well, between that and like people that are getting into bands like that later on
I
and
think,
discovering it through like whoever.
but yeah, you could argue. Okay, so yes, I think nostalgia is playing a factor, but there aren't other options either. Like, like you can. Okay, so this summer in Michigan, if you live in Michigan, you can go see Ozzy and Slayer. Like, yeah, you could argue you're going to see them for nostalgia, but it's either that or nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
those are the only options. So, yeah, sure. Like, a lot of people are going because, I love this band, love them since I was younger. But I think most are probably going because they're like, holy shit, a big, good metal show. None of those happen anymore.
Yeah.
I think that is that's probably a bigger part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, like I said, I think there's just a void.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen because of it. It's weird though, because this is really the first time, like for us.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that it's strange that because when you look over in the UK and places like that where where heavier music and not even like really heavy stuff, just like rock and like more accessible forms, and even like the super extreme stuff over there is like they've got like 3 or 4 different gigantic festivals and things throughout the either the summer or throughout the year that I mean like lineups full pages long.
I mean, look at back to Parkway Drive. I guarantee, I know for a fact right now, I don't even have to look, that show is not sold out.
Yeah.
But like every show on their Australian tour sold out.
Yeah.
In minutes or some shit. Like,
well, that's probably more so of like a home thing.
Yeah, but still, it's a whole country. They toured the whole country. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's yeah, I think you're right. It is kind of something that's just going on here, kind of. So I think what a solution for us could be is man, I wish I'd thought of this a while ago now, because I just spent all this money on these tickets. But I was gonna be like, we should save all the money we can this year, not go to any shows, and then next year go on the metal cruise.
Yeah.
Because that would be some shit.
Yeah.
I want to go on that real bad. I know somebody that's been on it, but don't know them. We email. We know each other through email.
No.
And yeah, he's like, yeah, they're just chilling at the bar. You just go up and talk, and
Yeah.
the whole week, like, you're just on a boat with all these bands the whole goddamn week. Oh man,
The lineup for that's been.
it's always good.
Gnarly
There's
the last couple
always
years.
really good bands on
Yeah.
there. Really good.
There's something to and more on more of a lighter note. There's something to me about like you know, you can go and see, you know, like there's something about the exclusive bands that like either only do like these small festivals or like, you know, they're from the UK or something and they've only done like maybe 2 shows or whatever, but
Yeah.
they're like it's like super high demand or whatever. You only get to see them, you know, a handful of times every like couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about just those shows in general that's just like that more than anything I think keeps me going to shows. Like
Yeah.
I'll be bummed about something that I miss because it's got, you know, a couple of bands that I'm pretty into, but like, you know, when it's somebody that, you know, doesn't really come around a whole lot.
A White Whale,
Yeah.
my arch enemy.
Yep. Yeah, we won't talk about that. That's a different conversation.
She's still supposed to come back and make new music. I don't think it'll be with Arch Enemy necessarily, but if she just created another band and toured, I would go see
She
them.
should.
Now,
Yeah.
granted, part of what made that music so great were the guitarists, the guitarists, and they're still there. But
Yeah. Well, one of them is.
I just want to see an original Arch Enemy lineup
Yeah.
reunion tour. Come on,
Yeah.
Angela.
You're listening to this.
Oh man, you're the best. Never got to see you. Oh, I want it so bad.
Who else?
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. I love those albums. Did you, oh God, cockamamie motherfucker. Anyway, did you see what our friends over at Devil Driver posted?
Yeah, that logo.
The new logo.
Yeah.
Did you see what the words though?
Oh.
Like the post with it?
Oh.
Said, you know, whenever you see a logo change, things are coming soon.
Yeah.
It was like an old
Yeah, you
Western
do.
style.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, finally, some news, some sign that it's on its way soon. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was supposed to be out already for some reason. Like, I feel like this has been in production for a very long time. And maybe that is the case because if you know, when you're in a situation where you got a lot of guest spots, you got to line it up for all these people. You know, you got to work with schedules and.
I wonder, because like I know with like when you cover songs,
you got to get rights.
Yeah, permission and stuff.
Yep.
I wonder if that was part of it.
Probably.
You know, just like the time in between trying to get, you know, permission to be able to cover these songs. And, you know.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited because it's a cover album, but odds are I haven't heard most of these songs because I am not a country fan.
Yeah.
However, I have heard country songs before that have been turned into metal songs, and I've heard country songs before that I thought could be turned into metal songs. So I think it could really work. And yeah, it's under the Devil Driver flag, but with how many other artists, it's a really big collaboration. Like, so to me, that kind of suggests like everybody who's collabing is either a giant fan of what they're collabing on or a giant fan of Devil Driver. And so these are all friends. I feel like we're going to hear a good time being had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for it.
I haven't.
I love every cover Devil Driver's ever done. Too.
Yeah. It always... It kind of bums me out when they play Sale, though. I gotta be honest.
That bums me out,
like,
too.
I wish...
You got so much better ones. Like,
just cover... What
like
was
you're appeasing to the wrong audience.
Well, I think it's because everybody knows that song, whether you know Devil Driver or not.
Right, but
like,
whether you know, okay, but yeah, exactly.
It's more.
But you're only going to see Devil Driver if you know Devil Driver. You're not going to see him because you heard their cover of Sail.
You might.
No.
You
absolutely
you
not.
might.
Absolutely not. Maybe that's how you discovered them.
That's
Kind of like I'm sure some people discovered Children of Bodom from Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah.
Like I could see that, and then they hear Sailing Like, and then they get into Devil Driver and go, that I could see.
Yeah, that's more so what I meant.
But no one just hears Sail and goes. So when they play it live every time, it's like, who are you really playing this for right now? And I guarantee everybody that is at a Devil Driver concert knows the song Wasted Years.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they need to bring out the big guns.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen them tons of times, still haven't seen them play that.
Yeah. Maybe it's, kind of the same thing. Maybe it's like, just like permission thing.
Yeah.
Could be like,
that's for covering live. Yeah, that's true. Maybe Sail was super easy to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's something I didn't consider.
It is a cool cover.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm not saying that. I just, like, to me, if you're going to do a cover, it's, like...
And it's an overplayed radio song.
Yeah.
So it's like... Ugh.
I don't know, and like even like playing covers, it's like it's cool, but I'd rather hear just another original.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather hear.
Yeah, me too.
Like it's different if it's, like a special show per se. Like some gigantic, like Download Fest or something, and it's like, oh, we only played this song once or twice, or it's like something like that.
There are exceptions. Like, there are some cases where a band covers a song and they really make it their own.
Yeah, that's true.
And so really, like, it's a cover, but, like, it's also theirs.
Yeah.
Like, Bad Company, Five Finger.
Yeah. Or, Holy Diver.
Holy Diver, Kill Switch. That's a great one.
I still jam to that.
Yep.
That's
what song still makes me cringe every time I either hear it or hear someone talk about it? Like, literally, my skin crawls a little bit when I hear someone talking about how much they like the Disturbed cover of Sound of Silence.
Dude, they were playing that at the Olympics.
What?
Yeah, dude. What was it? The figure skating?
What?
Yeah, dude.
What?
I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I remember hearing that and just being so thrown off by it. Like, what is this?
Oh.
Let me see if I can.
I hope they lost for not using the original song. I don't give a fuck how good a skate. They can't be a good skater if they think that's a good song. Oh my god!
They made it to the Olympics, so they get
so the fuck what?
Could you make it? No, you couldn't. I couldn't.
If I did as much doping as they did, I might.
Well, that's debatable.
See that fucking shit though?
Yeah, I did.
The Russian scientists?
Yep.
Yeah. All of them. Across the board.
Yeah.
Every single athlete.
Well, that's why they went as like the Republic of, or representing.
Yeah.
Russia, or not Russia.
Well, the dude was a Russian doctor, but he said across all the athletes are doing this. Like,
yeah.
Dude's in protective custody right now. Like, that shit's real as fuck.
Yeah.
It's not some fucking crackpot theory. Like, that happened. And is happening. Quite frankly, I don't really care. Like, I'm trying to watch professional athletes perform at their peak performance.
Yeah.
Like,
it is
put it this way.
Disadvantage.
Put it this way. Let's say Michael Jordan took steroids. Him taking steroids did not give him the ability to dunk from the free throw line. The steroids skill. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay? The skill has to be there first.
Yeah.
The steroids can enhance that skill. But it's not like you just shoot yourself in the arm and all of a sudden you're Michael fucking Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, no. That is not what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's different reasons that people take steroids.
Oh, yes.
It's not
I mean, yeah, it's a medical.
Yeah.
It's a literally a medicine for certain ailments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
I despise that Disturbed cover. I thought it was a joke the first time I ever heard it. Like, I thought it was literally a joke, a joke song they were playing on the radio, like Tenacious D or something. Like, what is this?
Tell me if this. I'm only gonna show a little bit of it. Does this make any like?
Try to keep the sound down.
I don't know if this is. Man, I don't know what that is.
I can't believe people in the fucking. Who approved that? Who gave that the green light? That person needs to be fired. Oh my god.
Let's see.
You're
if I can
skating
find...
in the Olympics and you pick that over the original.
Yeah, like
it's
dude,
so bad.
I was half paying attention to it, and it was like, it's just because I find, it's just kind of boring to me. Figure skating in general.
Well, yeah.
Like I'm not discrediting it because it's fairly difficult.
It's very difficult.
But
it's extremely difficult.
But I just like to see that and then to put that song with it is just like
horrible.
It's hard to wrap my head around. It took me by surprise too.
It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
Because you got the original. Like you have it. Like the only cover that I can compare it to that's as bad as this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion, but the only cover I've ever heard that I can compare it to that's as bad is Metallica covering Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
It is. It is gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
It is gut-wrenching. Stairway! Stairway! Yeah. It's really bad. I'm serious. Though, like, I had to like use a different car for something or something, so I had to turn on the radio for the first time in ages and ages. And so I turned on the rock station and that song came on. And I literally thought it was a joke. Like I thought they were playing something that was supposed to be humorous, and then it just kept going. And didn't like stop. No DJ came in to start laughing like I was expecting. Like, and then it got to the end. I was like, oh, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Man, because the original is one of the greatest fucking songs like ever written, performed, like beautiful, like beyond the Stairway to Heaven. Like, you know what I mean? Like right up there.
Yeah.
With the Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. And then they just... and that's the other part, is I wasn't even aware that Disturbed had gotten back together.
Yeah, they were on hiatus and then that came out.
Yeah, they were broken up the last I had heard. And this drops.
Like, my question is, because it's only him, it's not anybody else in the band, I don't think. So like, why?
Are you serious?
I think I could be wrong about that.
He performs he tours under David Durmer, whatever his last name is. Dude,
okay? Yeah, because it is under Disturbed. It's not under.
Yeah, no, yeah, he released it under the name Disturbed. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like if you're gonna do something that outside, other than
you're not Axl Rose, bro.
Yeah, other than to like to get people talking about it, but like at the same time, it's just you singing the song. It's not like just
your band's not there. You're not Disturbed. You're just you singing the song.
Yeah. But
God.
Yeah.
Terribly.
Yeah, that.
And you know what else I saw? I don't know how it popped up yesterday on YouTube, but I clicked on it. It was a live performance. I don't remember who he came out on stage. I don't know who the band was that was playing, but they brought him out. And they did a cover of Walk by Pantera. And it was terrible. Like, terrible, terrible, terrible.
What was that?
It was just a random live performance I saw yesterday on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Of him singing Walk. And it was... You know what, too, man? Like, he's not a showman, like, at all. He literally does not do anything. He walks slowly around on stage sometimes.
I have heard that. I've never seen them live before, but I've heard that they're not
boring.
The most active.
They're super, super boring. They don't act into the music. You're watching them and you're like, these guys don't really seem like they like what they're playing. And that takes you out of it as an audience member.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, I've always... The more into it the band is, the more, like...
The more into it you're going to...
Yeah.
Put it this way.
I mean,
As an audience member, like, okay, for the normal shows that we go to, most of the people on the stage are being very intense. And I feel as though it is the audience's responsibility to throw however intense they're being back at them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, absolutely, the more I see them getting into it, the more riled up I'm going to get. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Well, I've always felt that way about playing shows.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, like I've set aside whatever band it's been, like, if everybody, like, no matter what it is, like, if you're opening or if you're, like, second or third, or even if you're, like, headlining or whatever, like, if you don't, like, when a show is going good,
Yep.
and, like, everybody's into it and stuff, and, like, it's almost like you don't even really have to try.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I feel like I'm pretty active as far as, like,
yeah.
like
You're
being
about as
on
active
stage
as a
and-
drummer can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to, but that's a lot of that is, like, just, like, what I feel naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do, we practice the same way that, we play shows and stuff. At least, I try to, just because it's just, an honest reaction to it. And I feel like when you're being honest about, what you're doing, then people,
Respond.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference. It makes
Absolutely.
the difference between just going and seeing a band on stage,
Yep.
versus, like, an experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've always,
And
plus
they-
it's just more, it's just more
No.
entertaining to watch,
yeah.
too.
Yeah. Way more. Way more. Way more.
Because you can, and that's something we're trying to work on for this, for this full length, is trying to find a balance between, because, I mean, ultimately it's just, we're playing these songs on the stage and stuff, but it's like, what can we do to add to that and make it more of an experience than just, going and seeing a band on stage.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Like the when you're watching a band and they don't seem into it. Yeah. That's the end right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's something to be said for, like, really good sounding live bands that are, that are tight, and but they have to be because the music calls for it, and they're not really moving around a whole lot, versus a band that's kind of, like, not so much on the technical side of it, that's really, into it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, you can see, like, a really good sounding live band that's, super technical, that still put on a good show, and it might not be the most active thing, but at least it sounds as good, as you would want it to, like,
Right.
as close to, there's different kinds of live shows to a point, as far as, like, the
Absolutely.
atmosphere of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And it probably also depends on like some bands probably want to set the atmosphere,
Yeah,
and they want it to be different from album to album.
yeah,
But yeah, exactly. Like yeah, absolutely, the band set the atmosphere, and but see, you don't have to move around a lot to look like you're into it.
that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
You can, because, I mean, sometimes it's really hard to be wanting to, run around on stage or, do whatever when you have to play this song that's, like, really complicated and there's a lot to it and stuff. And, because the other thing that kind of builds the show is how good the songs are live and how much it translates over.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you can you know, agree with this. Is, you know, I mean, I feel like I've been to shows where, you know, I've heard a couple of songs from him or whatever, and it's like, you know, you're kind of into him and stuff, but like live it's just not there, and
Yep.
it kind of like
Yep.
cheapens it for you a little bit.
Yep. And then the opposite is true too. There are some bands that are not, I don't like that much on the album, but
Oh, yeah.
live they're incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I've always kind of found that interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Because I know that you've been paying attention to this. What the whole Kevin Smith thing?
Oh my God. How he had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the video that he posted talking about it and everything?
I saw it. I think the tag, when I clicked on it, the tag on it said it was posted 1 minute ago. So I watched it like immediately.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I was just sitting at work and I saw it pop up. I was like, son of a bitch.
Mm. Yeah, I remember seeing that and just, you know. So
I teared up.
There
There was one point where I teared up straight up when he was talking about his family, and he started tearing up. I was like, can't handle this, Kev. Can't handle this.
Yeah.
Like.
No, that's, yeah.
No, I woke up that morning, went upstairs, was getting ready to get in the shower, and literally, like, that was the first time I looked at my phone, besides to shut the alarm off, and that's the first thing that I saw. And
One of those
I fucking, every ounce dropped. Everything just dropped. Like,
yeah.
Man, I got freaked the fuck out for a second. Like, luckily, like, immediately it said that he was okay, but, like,
Yeah.
those first few words, I was fucking shaking. Like,
What's crazy to me though is it, like, and I mean, really the scary part about heart attacks and stuff is, like, you know, kind of what he was saying. Like, he's like, I felt fine.
yeah.
For the most part.
Well,
except for when I got to the, you know, in the ambulance and they were saying like heart attack or whatever.
Well,
he was.
That's when he started getting, like, he said he kind of got a little nervous, but, like, what was crazy was that he wasn't in that much pain.
Yeah.
That's what they were surprised about too. Like, they said that he should have been in a lot. They seemed to think that he should have been in a lot more pain.
Yeah.
And I mean, he posted that video like the day after it happened. And he was up walking around his fucking hospital room. Like, a couple days later, I saw him post that he was home. You know. But goddamn, like, yeah, like, that was a very scary one. Like, that's like.
There's certain things and, like, certain people that, like, when you see stuff like that, it's hard to, you know, because, I mean, especially people that you've been following for such a long time.
Yeah.
And, like, people that you're really, you know,
like,
invested in what they're doing.
I don't understand. I don't think anybody. Well, maybe. I don't really know what the psychology is behind this, but I've never had the fucking opportunity to meet him yet. I really hope to.
Yeah.
I do have a book signed by him. I've seen him live twice. But I also literally listened to him talk for an hour or two almost every day.
Yeah.
Like, for a few years, it was every day when I was catching up in his podcasts.
Mm.
And then when I was caught up, you know, probably more went to, like, a few times a week. But regardless, like, the amount of time that I've just spent listening to him talk is a fuck ton. So, I don't know psychologically, like, what that does, but you really feel like, because when you're listening to somebody, when you're listening to people talk in this format, long conversation podcast format, I've heard Joe Rogan say this too, like, you sit down with somebody and talk to them for over an hour, and if there's any fakeness in their personality, it's going to fade away the deeper into the conversation you go. So the longer conversation you get, you're going to get a more accurate representation of who that person actually is. So on a certain in these podcasts, it's literally just conversation. It's not acting. We're not doing a show. There's nothing to it. So yeah, like on a certain, and he's fucking the type of person that's brutally honest about everything. He's brutally honest about his the issues that he has with his body. He's brutally honest about fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking literally.
When the part where he was talking about when he was with the doctor.
Yeah, and he didn't want to take his shirt off. Yeah. He does not take his shirt off when he is alone in his house and he takes a shower.
Yeah.
Like, it's that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's you feel on a certain level you feel like you have understanding of who this person. In a certain sense, you feel like you know them even though you've never met.
Yeah.
Like you know who this person is.
It's so weird, especially with. I mean, it's more so just because it's been more of a frequent thing, but like. You know, even, you know, I've felt that way about, you know, like musicians and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because, like, half the time it feels like you lost somebody, like, super close to you, but they're not. But, like, you know, their work and everything that they've done has been such a part of your life for as long as it has. And, it, you know, you almost, like you're saying, you almost have, like, a personal connection with them.
I mean, even with the musicians, though, like, yes, I agree. You're absolutely right in everything that you're saying, but you can listen to every single piece of music someone ever writes and still not really know or have an understanding of who that person is.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Well, it's an art.
Yeah.
Without question, Kevin Smith is, I would say, close to 90% responsible for this happening right now, the Lost in the Dark part. Like, listening to him so much really got me going and wanting to do it, you know. And he is 100% responsible for me, like, really getting back into the fucking things that I like the comic books and the things like that, the movies. Listening to him talk and seeing the stuff through his perspective, just loving it all, like not being jaded or too critical or any of that, just like fucking A, like I can't believe we're getting all this stuff, like kind of like just the sitting back perspective and enjoying it, like he's fully responsible for like me thinking that way also, and like getting back into all this stuff. So no, yeah, he in the past, ever since I started listening to Jay and Silent Bob Get Old podcast about Jay's sobriety, that was like 5 or 6 years ago now. Yeah, he's had a really huge influence on me for sure. Thought even about trying, like, fucking A, like I am a clerk in a fucking head shop. Thought about trying to make a movie there. That's literally what he did. No. But I don't know. Went this route instead.
Could do it at some point.
And honestly, this came about. Originally, this podcast started as Preston and I having an idea to make a Dogman documentary movie about Dogman. Yeah. And then it turned into maybe doing a Dogman podcast, and then it turned into this podcast. So that's, I want to, maybe on the next show I do with Preston, I do kind of want to like talk about that a little bit, because I do want to have one show at many shows, but I want to have one at least in the first 10 where it's Dogman episode. Because part of our idea for and we still could, you know what I mean? And part of our idea for making that documentary, up in the Upper Peninsula in Sault Ste. Marie every year, there is the Michigan Paracon Paranormal Convention. And like, everybody who's anybody goes there. Like all the guys from every TV show you've ever seen, like everybody. But specifically, there's a woman named Linda Godfrey, and she is, literally speaking, the one who wrote the first book about the Dogman. She's actually the one that like brought the story to what it is today. She started out as a reporter, and fucking in Wisconsin, in a small town, and started hearing these weird reports about people seeing this thing. She went to ask the police about it, and the police pulled out an official file that they had, an official police document marked werewolf.
What?
And she went on from there. So when she was, she was like, I've heard her tell the story, and I remember her saying, when I saw that an official police document marked that, I was like, there's something here. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's gotta be at that point.
She's gonna be at the Paracon this year.
Okay.
So what we wanted to do was do a documentary and have it basically be on our way up there, and hopefully getting a chance to like meet her or something. Get her to. I have her book. Get her to sign it.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Still want to do that, but I goddamn, like, it's kind of fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Totally honest. Yeah, it's a lot pricier than I expected it to be. And I would kind of rather spend the money on going to some concerts and maybe doing another, like, ghost hunt or something, rent out somewhere again. Especially over the summer.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Gotta figure out something to fill the summer up with. At
Concerts.
this point. Yeah.
Well, as of right now, though, there's nothing in July. So I'm thinking in July I'm gonna try to go up north or something.
Yeah.
For a week, something, a couple days. I don't know. I need to be up north. Going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I went up there for the summer, or not for the summer, but for like a week, up to pretty sure it was Grand Haven.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like it was so hard to come back.
Yep.
It's
not fun.
Yeah, and especially because like the drive up there, it's all like to a point. Like you reach a point like maybe like an hour after you've been on the road.
Once you get
for a
past
little while.
Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, and like just it looks like you're in another state.
Yeah.
Because it's all like it kind of
different.
Yeah.
It literally smells. The air smells different. Up
Yeah.
there. Like
Pretty much.
Like that Mount Pleasant line is like the line.
Yeah, like once you get past the like the wind turbines and all that stuff.
Yep.
Up there.
Yep.
It starts to like I don't know if it's like the elevation or something kind of changes a little bit. Maybe not.
I don't think so. I think it's just better.
Yeah.
There's just less stuff. It's more woods. That's what it is. It's more woods.
What was that? I think it's like there's a spot where you can drive. It's kind of off a little ways. I think it's called like Dead Man's Hill or something like that. I want to say. Well, like I think it's like the tallest point in the area.
What area?
Which
Grand Haven.
that was a really terrible explanation of that. I don't even.
Yeah, like every town has a Dead Man's Hill. Most broad explanation possible.
Yeah. I'll have to, because like I don't even know if that's the exact name of it or anything like that. But
what? Yeah.
I don't know. Just seeing that sort of thing.
Oh.
Is like as compared to around here where it's all like highways and like flatlands and stuff and.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
You miss it, and you don't realize that you miss it until you're back and it's too late. I mean, that's kind of every like vacation.
Yeah,
really,
our cities aren't pretty. They aren't that.
No.
That's for sure. They have a very rough exterior.
Yeah.
And they're not. Yeah. Nice to have to be the only thing you have to look at.
Cornfields and factories.
Yeah, and like you have to drive way farther to get in the woods than you used to have to.
Yeah.
I used to be able to get pretty deep into the woods pretty quick, and now so much has been developed
Yeah.
along the way. It's like, come on. It's not even. You gotta kind of go little ways to get to a dirt road.
Yeah.
A little bit, like 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes.
Even when you do, it's like connected to something.
Yeah, like
it's not secluded. It's,
no.
You know.
No, yeah, like you got to the point. I remember Jordan and I used to drive around, and our goal would be to get lost.
I've done
like,
that.
let's try to get lost.
That's like one of my favorite things to do sometimes.
Absolutely. And you go up, find the first dirt road where you don't know its name, and turn down and just fucking keep going and see what happens. Every fucking time we end up like 20 minutes later finding some goddamn highway.
Yep.
Oh wait, this is where we are.
Or being like, oh yeah, I'm in.
There were a couple
Portland
times. Yeah. There were a couple times. I remember one time. I think it was with Preston, and like we were just driving back roads, and we ended up getting lost as fuck. We had no idea where we were. We found a busy road, hopped on it, stopped at a gas station to ask where we were, and they're like, "You're on Grand River." We're like, "Grand River? How's that possible?" I was like, I think I actually said, like, we can't be in East Lansing or something like that. She's like, oh, no. And fuck. Damn it. Now I don't remember where we were. But, like, we were, like, you know how Grand River goes all the way to Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're, like, in between there. Like, we were, like, 20 minutes outside of Detroit.
Jesus.
Somewhere. And we had no idea. Like, oh, fuck. And then there was another time, too, with Jordan, where we just went north. I remember because, like, it was one of those nights with it was really, really dark, but the moon was so bright, like it almost looked like the sun was out.
Yeah.
We went real far north to the point where all the roads stopped having like names, and they were all like damn it, I don't remember the abbreviation. It's like it's like CA something. CA North. And it got to the point where like the roads didn't even have real names anymore.
Yeah.
They were just like kind of like numbered or marked. And we like found one, and we just like remembered it, and we came back, and when we got, this was before smartphones, and when we got back we looked up on Google Maps where the fuck we were, and it was like hour 45 minutes north somehow. But it was like slightly northeast, so just like perfectly avoiding all the major freeways. Like somehow we were like, fuck yeah. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always cool.
It's a lot harder to do that now.
Yeah.
A lot harder. Rather. And because we know it all now, because we did it so much.
Yeah.
It's the only downside. I might be able to get myself a little lost up there now, but I'd be able to find like M43 like real quick.
Yeah. Say most
or
of the time,
53 or whatever.
Most of the time we can figure out like the general area, like where certain things are. You kind of
yeah. Yeah.
Like, all right, that's where like I've had to do that a couple times around like the Lansing area or whatever. Like I'd be pretty outside of it, but like I know that it's, you know, like that general direction or like, you know, it's left of me
right
so far, and if I turn this way it goes to, you know, wherever, just like general areas and stuff.
Fuck. All right.
Oh, we've reached the 2 hour mark.
We really should call this now. It's like midnight.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Is that right? That can't be right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. We're gonna call this one. It's a long one, but a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dig more on Ticketmaster though. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep digging, see if I come up with anything. I'll give updates.
We gotta take them down.
A notch at least,
Yeah.
like something. Damn.
I refuse to believe we're the only people talking about this. There's gotta be. I know people are like pissed about it.
Oh.
But
I want anybody who listens to this and if ever had a shitty experience at all, let us know.
Yeah.
Like, give us anything.
If you've reached this point in this episode.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Throughout all this. If you reach this point and you're just fed up with...
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where it's going to lead, but it's a rabbit hole I think we should go down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll give updates. Yeah. Probably be back next week. Or sooner. We'll see you later.
Like a sign-off thing. Like...
Yeah, no signs off. None of that shit. All right. Calling it. Peace.